Hi, let's look at a new feature of the EVOBD2 to measure real car battery capacity in kilowatt-hour. For example, an IONIQ Kona with a large battery is supposed to be 64 kilowatt-hour. But is it really 64, higher or lower? What about in a few months or years with battery degradation? What is the real energy available as the car gets older? By the way, this feature works also for IONIQ 5 or Kia EV6 with larger batteries. Hyundai and Kia have an hidden parameter to indicate battery state of health, SOH, which can be accessed from the car computer via OBD2 protocol. 100% means the battery is perfect. But how do they calculate SOH? We don't really know. It would be interesting to have another way to measure the available energy and to see in 1 year what will it be. If you don't know, EVOBD2 is a little device that communicates with a Bluetooth adapter that fetches information from your car not shown in the car screens, like SOH, average battery temperature. Coming back to the battery capacity test, there aren't any other app or systems doing this that we've seen, so it's a great feature for this little smart display. Scan My Tesla application has a similar reading for Teslas, but nothing for other brands of cars. There are two methods to measure battery capacity of an EV. One is to charge to 100%, then drive it for hours to discharge close to empty. Then, with consumption and travel distance, we extrapolate the energy that remains in the first percent battery and end up with battery capacity. But this method is long and it's a lot of driving just to do a test. Also, there's regeneration, which brings back energy into the battery. But is it completely usable? Not necessarily. There are losses. There are hills, elevation change, and all these factors influence energy consumption. So in short, this method is complex for the user and hard to measure. The other simpler method is to do the reverse. We discharge the battery very low, then we charge it overnight completely. There are no problems like regeneration issues. At the end, we extrapolate the energy in the low percent and add energy that actually got into the battery from the charging session. But we have to consider 2 points. 1, all the energy transferred to the battery is not totally usable. There are losses. 2, the energy is not distributed linearly from 0 to 100%. A quick math example to explain this. Consider a 64 kilowatt-hour Kona. Its amp-hour battery capacity of 180 amp-hour is constant over the full SOC range, so 1% represents 1.8 amp-hour. But battery voltage varies across the range. It can start at around 408 volts at full charge and can go as low as 310 volts near zero. Energy is current times voltage, so actual energy from 100% to 99 is 0.73 kilowatt-hour, but near zero it's only 0.55 kilowatt-hour. We see this in the battery energy distribution curve that shows that there is more energy in a 1% SOC range at the top than when the battery is very weak near zero. Before doing the test, make sure the car is set to allow a charge to 100%. Then there are two conditions to meet. State of charge has to be less than 15%. Also, battery temperature that we can see in screen 1 must be higher than 16 C. If it's cooler, the module won't let you start the test because some energy would be lost in heat during the charging and would give an inaccurate reading. Currently, the charge is 21%, so let's drive down to get it below 15. Then I'm going to connect the charger to start the test. By the way, we suggest not going below 8% to avoid taking the chance of getting stuck with no more energy on the road. So drop it anywhere from 8 to 14% to stay safe. Okay, so we dropped a state of charge under 15, now it's 12. Average battery temperature is also above 16 C, so the test will be able to start automatically. We see the message to keep power on and to start charging to 100% and wait. I leave the car on and I go to plug in the charger. Then I will stay in the car for a few seconds or minutes to see an increase of 1% charge to get 13%. We want to see this 1% increase transition so that the unit determines exactly the right reference point at the beginning of the 13%. After this, a message will tell us that the test will start and that we can turn the engine off. So wait until I plug in the charger. Well, we started charging and we are still at 12%. Now I have to wait for the charge to go up by 1% to 13%. Okay, it increased to 13%. A message shows test started, power off. I can turn off the car. This display will turn off automatically. Charging will be done overnight and we'll see tomorrow morning the result. Well, we are the next morning. The car charged to 100% overnight. We start the car and let the display connect automatically. There is nothing to install each time or an application to start. The data is there and you can monitor it. So we have the result. The real car battery capacity is 65.8 kWh at odometer 62,144 kilometers. It's a very good result on this 2019 Kona since the battery was replaced recently after the battery recall. We can repeat the test in a few months or years to see if this figure will drop as there will be battery degradation eventually. The display remembers the last 5 tests. To see the history, you press the button for at least 4 seconds and then you have the results at each odometer value of the test. This actual capacity measurement feature is available on EVOBD2 from version 2.20 for Kona, Seoul, Niro EV. For IONIQ 5 and Kia EV6, it is from version 5.20. Thank you for watching the video.